What's up? It's Susie from Hey Grill Hey, and today I am showing you a super beautiful recipe for spinach artichoke stuffed chicken breasts. I wrapped them in bacon, cooked them on the Kamado Joe, and now I've got a guest-worthy meal. You're gonna love this one. Let's get started. First step for the spinach artichoke stuffed chicken is to make our spinach artichoke filling. It's very simple to make at home, but I've actually also had pretty decent success with this, making it with a pre-made spinach artichoke dip from the store. So if you're feeling a little bit lazy one night and you want to skip the step, that totally works, but here's how you make it at home. I start with 4 ounces of softened cream cheese and add that to a bowl. A half a cup of marinated artichokes, and I do like to include a little bit of the brine here for flavor and consistency. Most of these artichokes come in the jar in quarters. I like to chop these because it's going to be inside of the filling. I want pieces of it and not entire chunks of the artichoke. You also need a 1/4 cup of spinach. I like to just use the pre-packaged frozen spinach that's already been chopped. A 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese and a half a cup of shredded mozzarella cheese. Once all the ingredients are in for the filling, I simply stir it with a spoon to make sure it's all incorporated. Next up, I season the outside of my chicken breast, and for this I use a homemade Italian style seasoning blend. I start with a tablespoon of Italian seasoning from the store. I mix it with a teaspoon of smoked paprika. This gives it a nice smoky flavor, but also a really cool color on the exterior. A teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of salt, and a half a teaspoon of black pepper. I get that on both sides of my chicken breast, and then it's time to split them open so they're ready for the filling. Once my chicken breasts are open, it's time to fill. I spoon a couple of tablespoons of the spinach artichoke filling onto one side of each of the chicken breasts and fold it over. Once our chicken breasts are filled, it's time to wrap them in bacon. For chicken breasts this size, it'll take anywhere from 2 to 3 slices of bacon, just depending on how much filling you got in there and how big your chicken breasts are. We want to start at one end and wrap. I like to overlap the bacon as I wrap, especially at the ends. If you find that any of the ends are loose or hanging off, you can secure them with toothpicks. Now that our chicken breasts are prepped, it's time to grill. I'm cooking these on the Kamado Joe today, 350 degrees. This also works beautifully in a pellet grill. You can even do them in your oven. Once my grill is up to temperature, these chicken breasts are going directly on the grill grates. I'm going to close the lid and cook. We really don't need to do a lot to these. If you are cooking on a pellet grill that has more indirect heat, you don't even necessarily need to flip them. Where I am cooking these on the Kamado and I have that layer of heat underneath, I'm going to flip them about halfway through the cooking process. These generally take about 30 to 45 minutes total to cook. So at the 15-minute mark, I'm going to give my chicken breasts a flip and just keep an eye on the temperature starting at around 30 minutes. I'm looking for an internal temperature of these chicken thighs of about 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Once my chicken is done cooking and it's at the temperature I want, I pull it off to my cutting board. The carryover cooking is going to continue bringing the internal temperature of our chicken up to 165 degrees. Our chicken is off of the grill. I've got some nice rendered bacon fat on the outside, but it's not overly crispy. It should give us a nice, almost melt away bacon. Oh, this is always like the most nerve-wracking part, is slicing it in half. We've got layers of juicy chicken, spinach filling, that bacon around the outside. When I was a kid, maybe you had this too. They had these like stuffed chicken cordon bleu or the bacon and cheddar stuffed chickens that were like frozen and they took eternity to bake. I loved those things. Maybe that's why I love stuffed chicken so much now. But instead of crunchy, I just wrap everything in bacon. Dude, that's so good. You get all of the flavors of that classic artichoke spinach dip, but it feels very substantial with that juicy chicken around the outside and the smoky bacon. I think one of the real stars is actually just that Italian smoked paprika seasoning blend that we put on the chicken. I'm getting all of those herbs pulling through every single bite. That is phenomenal. That was pretty easy to prep, but it feels fancy. It feels a little bit extra, and it tastes absolutely amazing. I have a feeling you are going to love this one. Let me know what your favorite thing to stuff chicken with is in the comments section below. We'll see if I've tried some of your favorites. As always, you can grab this recipe on heygrillhey.com or on the Hey Grill Hey app. We'll see you next time.